Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you all are doing okay and hope you'll have a beautiful and awesome day. Now, the financial institutions of Jamaica, they can carry round and round, especially when there's discrepancies on their side and you have to wait for a convenient time for them before you can get back your money. If you fall in a situation where you can get back your money. Now, I always think that is a really unfair act. But to be truthful, the worst of them all is SSL. And even though it is payout time somewhat, customers are still having a problem where they'll be losing between 5 to 10% of the money that they should be getting. So let's go into the legal sauce. Scandal scarred Stock and Securities Limited SSL has indicated that it is advanced in its plans to pay its clients. The announcement, which came via press release from regulatory body the Financial Services Commission (FSC), follows a multi-million-dollar fraud and irregularities uncovered at the investment company in Jamaica 2023 that ballooned past $30 million or 4.7 billion Jamaican dollars, with more than 200 accounts impacted. Track and field legend Usain Bolt is among the victims. The payout is primarily from the proceeds of the international securities client portfolio sale, with an approximate value in excess of $30 million or Jamaica 4.7 billion, the FSC said. FSC said it will closely monitor SSL's action throughout the process. The FSC remains resolute in its mission to facilitate the fair treatment of SSL investors. This vigilant oversight is crucial to ensuring that SSL meets its obligations to clients in a timely but transparent manner, in alignment with the legal and regulatory framework established by the Securities Act. Executive Director of the FSC, Lieutenant Colonel Curran Burrell, said, "I do hope they keep up this tight grip on all financial institutions in Jamaica, because trust and believe that there is some still not uncovered unless something major come up. So I hope they are doing their due diligence." However, an upset SSL client who wrote to the Gleaner argued that SSL is requesting that clients accept only a portion of their funds in the payout as the company continues its court-supervised winding up process. So after all this ooh-la-la and people money being held up in this drama, they're still not going to get 100% of their money. The thing about it is that you can bet in between this time they are not even going to get interest on all this time that they were tied up in court and their funds were being held tied up in all this activity, which is none of the client's fault. However, in a letter dated September the 13th, over the signature of SSL trustee Cadian Campbell, the client was told that an initial payment of 90% of the cash balance held in the SSL account as of May 31st, 2024 would be made. I would also like to bring attention that given the costs incurred during the temporary management of SSL between the period January 17th to 2023, May 31st, 2024, to protect and facilitate the liquidations of clients' investment, an application will be made in court for a fee of between 5% and 10% to be levied on client's account to cover their costs. Remember, the client never put them into this predicament, It was them dishonesty that did that. However, I continue. In lieu of awaiting the determination by the court, I would be prepared, with your consent, to remit a further 5% in full and final settlement of SSL's obligation with respect to the cash balances on the caption's accounts, Within 7 business days of receiving your written authorization, that is, you would receive in total 95% of the balance that was standing to the credit of your account as of the 31st of May 31st, 2024, the letter said. The SSL client has called the request unfair, noting that clients have already endured a long wait to receive their investments, which should have been unaffected by the fraud. The client said the development is troubling and affects many of the company's clients. So I guess what she's saying is that it was not every account that was caught up in this whole fiasco, but it's all account that is going to end up being levied to help the company sort out their predicament, which I can understand is very unfair. However, SSL said, as it relates to the non-cash portion of the client's portfolios, which may include equities listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange and fixed income instruments, things are still being finalized regarding the arrangement for their transfer. In the meantime, the FSC said it continues to collaborate closely with law enforcement agencies to ensure the pursuit and successful completion of a thorough investigation of any improprieties at SSL. The Commission assures all stakeholders that it is dedicated to maintaining transparency and accountability throughout this process and will provide further updates as necessary, it said. Former SSL client relationship manager Jean-Ann Panton is facing a 21-count indictment after being charged with forgery, larceny as a servant, and engaging in a transaction involving criminal property. She's the only person charged in the matter so far. I think she was the easiest one to be a scapegoat and decided to take the fall instead of anyone else going, because there's no way I still can't get my head around it that she was doing all this and she alone was benefiting. Nobody else knew about this. You know what them say? Tom drunk but Tom no fool. But of course the bigwigs them look out for each other, and the weakest link is the person that would really take the fall, because it really and truly does not make sense. If you even go to the bank to draw in excess of a certain amount of money, the amount of people have to sign something, you have to sit and wait like on your money, and it have to go management, it have to go here, it have to go there, and everywhere. In these organizations, the way it is set up, anything that you are doing, it have to pass through certain eyes. And you want to tell me, say, them couldn't find no more certain eyes to hold apart from Jean-Ann Panton? And you want to bet the slap on the wrist that she's going to get? At the end of the day, she sacrificed herself, where there have to be some benefits along the line for her doing so, and it benefit the people who are really holding the power at SSL. But then again, because they are bigwigs, what can anyone do? They're going to use style, unlawyer words, and pretty talking, and legal mumbo jumbo to get around this that the regular man will not really understand, which really and truly we know straightforward say Anna Jean alone supposed to get locked up. Many more should have. And you know what is crazy? Me tired to say this. When these things are happening, all the youths them that is coming up is looking on and saying, say wait, all of them big wigs here chop the line and I get way. Them a high level chopper. Everybody a chop. So it is nothing if we go and do for liquor chopping, because trust and believe, the liquor chopping that the regular choppers them that everybody would want to look down on are doing is nothing compared to what these high level people in authorities are doing to the Jamaican people. And at the end of the day, you feel like you have no rights, because the fact about it is that really nothing is going to come out of it substantial. apart from you have a scapegoat here and there. Watch the ride. Watch the slap on the wrist, because remember she played a sick person, the wheelchair movement thing going on right then and there. Watch with keen eyes. I know them draw out these things because Jamaica people have a way of 9-day wonder, and after a while and people start get little money here and there, nobody's going to truly pay attention to what kind of penalty she's really going to pay, and it might just glide under the carpet and she get a slap on the wrist, because by then the momentum would have calmed down a bit. However, in March, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions clarified that it has not made a ruling on whether further charges should be laid in the fraud case, because it is still awaiting outstanding documents from the Financial Investigation Division. I wonder if those documents that they're waiting on is the same one that automatically was stolen in the briefcase from the same building that should have been properly secured. Let's watch and see this. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.